Hey guys, this is Veronica Richardson, founder of A Renewed Mind, and I wanted to come to you right before I have lunch today. I'm meeting with an associate, and so I wanted to stop and talk to you today about something that I presented to my Facebook Live group last night, and that was, how do you make the impossible possible in your own life? And so in the climate that we're in right now with the political changes and the things that we're seeing happen, you notice that things that you never thought would happen are happening all around you. So for example, you notice that the current president-elect is somebody who has no political experience but is now going to be running the country. And I don't say that to say that, it's wrong or right for you to vote for who you want to vote for, but I say that to say, be present in what's happening today. And if you notice that someone who isn't expected to hold that position is now going to hold that position. Also, if you look at the fact that we've had a black president that, we never thought that would be something that we would see. Our ancestors didn't think that was something that we would see. We've now had another woman running for president, and that's something that we didn't think that we would see. So a lot of things are happening politically that you didn't think would happen that are becoming possible. But the same holds true for things that are happening in everyday people's lives as far as them creating businesses, as far as them traveling the world, as far as them, meeting that person that they feel they were meant to be with. There's so much that happens when you open up your mind and shift your energy to believing that whatever you desire is going to be true. And so I wanted to just speak today about how the impossible can be possible for you, just as it's being possible in the political world, just as it's being possible for, people around us, celebrities that come from nothing, that become huge successes and multimillionaires. I mean, you have to have that belief that anything is possible in your own life. And so I wanted to make sure that I jumped on Periscope and give you the same advice and strategies that I gave last night. And some of those things that we talked about last night on our Facebook Live virtual happy hour was that, things that we deem impossible are not impossible if you create a plan and you're executing those steps for yourself. So, of course, we didn't believe that we would see a person with no political experience becoming a president, but you see those things and you wonder, how is that possible for this person? And it's not just because of the commentary or the scripting or the speeches that you heard. It's because there was a strategic plan that was being put into place. There was a strategic plan for him to get into that position. And so regardless of what you believe in, who you want to be, hi everybody, regardless of who you wanted to be president or not, the truth of the matter is that there was a strategy that was used to get him to that position. And so you have to start making sure that you have a strategy and you have a plan to make sure where you want to be in life, whether it seems impossible today because you're not financially secure to be there, or you don't have the relationship that you desire, or you don't have the support system that you need to make it happen. If you create a strategic plan in making that happen, you will start to see what you thought was impossible become impossible. And so I wanted to talk to you today about how you do that. And the way that you do that is that you, brainstorm what it is that you want, and you don't set limits for yourself. If he has set a limitation that the presidency was not within his reach, he wouldn't have tried. He wouldn't have aligned the right people for his team. He wouldn't have gone out in front of the public. He wouldn't have accepted ridicule. And that same thing goes for anybody who's doing things that we deem as impossible or unacceptable or not going to happen for us. So, hi, hello. So I wanted you to know that if you brainstorm what it is that you want, don't set limitations for yourself. If, for me personally, wanting to be an entrepreneur is something that I've wanted to do for a long time, but setting the limitations on, well, you're only making a certain dollar amount in corporate America or in your current position. So you set that limitation that that's what you're going to make in your business. But that's limiting you to what somebody else said that you were worth. You have to know what you're worth and how far you're willing to go to get that. And so I just wanted us to talk today in the political climate that we're currently in and seeing the impossible become possible. It's definitely important for us to know that you can have whatever you want. If you want to travel the world, the first step is in you setting up that savings account so that you can put a few coins aside every time you get paid, picking up extra jobs or asking people for, that instead of gifts or things that they're going to give you. And also going and getting a passport, seeking a travel agent, learning about the different places that you might want to go. Just having a plan and doing things. If you want a better relationship with the person that you're with, it's first starts with the self-work to see why you're allowing certain things into your life, but then it also goes to communication with that person about what you're going to accept and what you're not going to accept. And so when we see things that we think are currently impossible for us, know that it's not impossible. Know that things are happening to everybody all around us that we deem impossible, and we say that's never going to happen. that person's never going to have that. That business is never going to explode. That relationship can't work because they're two mismatched souls. And you see things that are happening that you're thinking, how is that possible? It says, how do you start a conversation if you're a shy person? Well, first, the thing is that there's all kinds of ways. I'm not the person that wants to be in front of you right now, but I know that in order for you to hear what I'm saying, I have to be in front of you. I'm outside, so you're hearing this noise. But I would say if you're a shy person, first of all, get centered with yourself and knowing exactly what it is that you want. And then know that being shy isn't going to get you there. Being strategic will get you there. So you may not speak to everybody. You may not speak in front of huge groups. You may not, you may be a person that writes a letter instead of having a conversation face to face initially because you want to get your thoughts out. But you have a plan and you execute it. And so, I prefer small groups to large groups. So when I do speaking engagements, I prefer smaller crowds to, thousands of people being in the room. So you just have to know where you stand and what makes you comfortable, but knowing that shy or not, it's possible for you to have exactly what it is that you want. It's possible for you to communicate exactly what it is that you want to communicate. It all comes down to you being strategic and you taking action and making that happen. So before I go into my lunch, I wanted to come on here and just let you guys know that the impossible is not something that's completely out of reach if you have a plan and you're willing to execute and you're willing to invest that time, that money, that energy into yourself and making yourself happy, taking the direction that you desire to go in for your life. Whatever it is that you say you want, don't deem it as impossible because you don't see a plan or you don't see a way to make it happen. Create a plan and make it happen. Surround yourself with people who believe in what it is that you want to do. That's what I would suggest that you do. When I talked about traveling the world, I didn't even have a passport when I talked about traveling the world. And now I make it a point that every quarter I'm going somewhere. Every single quarter. Now, it might not always be international travel, but I know that travel is something that's important to me. And so in order for me to make that happen, I had to make sure that I had a travel agent. I had to make sure that I also had a passport. I had to also make sure that I started joining Facebook groups and being in circles of people who understood the desire to travel often, who understood the desire to travel for business often, who understood the way that you pay for the travel is that you book a speaking engagement when you go to another city or another country so that you can write it off on your taxes. But being strategic and having a plan means that you can have what you want, even if you have to not, book the airline that you normally would travel on, but you book a discount airline, which I'm okay with, or, you may stay in a place that is less desirable, not horrible, because I wouldn't stay in a horrible place, but a place that's less desirable, but you're in that city, you're in that country, and you're doing exactly what you want to do. So I want you to know that anything that you desire is possible. It's just up to you to create that plan to do it. And if you need help in creating that plan, I want you to know that we will be live on November 17th at 7 p.m. doing the New You 17 planning intensive. And so if you want to join us, you can go to bit.ly, which is bit.ly/the New You 17, the number 17, and you can join us, and we are going to have a 90-minute intensive with like-minded women who are planning out where we're going and what we're doing for 2017 now, so that you know exactly what it takes for you to get there. So I appreciate your time. I appreciate you being here. Again, I am Veronica Richardson. I am the founder of A Renewed Mind, and I would love for you to join us in our planning intensive on November 17th at 7 p.m. You can go to bit.ly/the New You 17. I hope to see you over there. I hope that you are following your dreams and making the impossible possible as we're doing here today. Thank you all for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day.